He is in a more clear picture of him kissing Andrew Garfield for the same reasons. It's still happening. It's still going on. The husband's perspective, like, hey, obviously, like, this guy's gay, no hard feelings, it's a sight to be seen. He wants to be completely dismissed from the lawsuit. He wants out on the lawsuit.
Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, two of Hollywood's biggest stars and longtime friends, have entertained fans for years with their playful rivalry and bromance.
Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, will be deposed, and I suspect that might be making Ryan Reynolds extremely nervous, and I'll tell you why.
From their constant trolling of each other on social media to their joint projects, these two have always appeared to have a strong, unshakable bond.
Hugh Jackman was also in the now infamously cringe It Ends With Us promotional skit that had nothing to do with promoting the movie, which was about domestic violence, where Ryan directed it and he brought in his mom and Blake was in the background. We learned that.
But recent events suggest that their friendship might not be as solid as it seemed. In fact, it may have just fallen apart completely. What if behind all the jokes, pranks, and public banter, there's a much deeper, messier story playing out?
Ryan Reynolds' bromances, his various bromances over the years. We've talked about him and Jake Gyllenhaal, and obviously this has been a bromance that has been very much thrown in the public's face. Ryan's kind of perpetually highly publicizing his bromances is something that I find to be quite strange, right? Mostly because he's a 48-year-old man, Ryan Reynolds. He has 4 kids. And he seems to dedicate a lot of time and resources, like financial resources, to trying to convince the public that these bromances are perfectly normal.
Behind the scenes, in a shocking twist, new revelations suggest that Jackman might have just pulled the ultimate betrayal, exposing details about Reynolds that the Deadpool star never wanted in the spotlight. From bombshell leaks to legal drama that's dragging in some of the biggest names in Hollywood, things are spiraling fast, and we're here to break down every juicy detail.
Oh, he's gay. Oh, yeah, see, straight guys don't say that.
Gay guys are great. I love gay guys. There's also bad ones because they're just normal people. I have zero There's nothing wrong with being gay in any way, but he definitely is.
At the center of this swirling controversy is a lawsuit that no one saw coming, a messy legal battle involving Ryan Reynolds, his wife Blake Lively, and director Justin Baldoni. It all started with the upcoming film It Ends With Us, an adaptation of the best-selling novel. What should have been a straightforward production turned into a storm of behind-the-scenes conflicts, and now lawsuits are flying left and right.
You just wonder if that's also partially the reason why Blake's team is adamant that they need this AEO determination, right? They want the judge to agree to an attorney's eyes only designation to protect, as they term it, highly confidential information that could destroy the careers of the third-party people that are involved. They're going like, we need this AEO designation because their careers would be ruined if the public found something out about them. It just makes you ask, what truth could be so poisonous to someone's career that if revealed, it would be over? You invest in these people because you think they're telling you the truth, and you would just be shocked by that. So I'll tell you, Judge Lehman has reached a decision about that designation. Now, just to briefly remind you what they wanted.
Baldoni, the film's director and co-star, has filed a defamation lawsuit against Reynolds, claiming that Reynolds spread damaging falsehoods about him, allegedly calling him a predator in private conversations. Reynolds, of course, has denied the claims, arguing that he only repeated things he believed to be true. But the real shocker? Hugh Jackman has somehow found himself entangled in this legal mess, and it's not looking good for anyone involved.
No one else can see it but the attorneys. And we don't need to go to the judge's chambers to duke that out with it's like, if we say it is, you just got to go with us. Essentially, they become their own judges. And obviously, like Justin Baldoni's team said, no, we don't want that. We just want this to be like a limited scope, confidential. Regarding Hugh Jackman, in case you were unaware, he recently divorced his wife of 27 years. Her name is Deborah Lee Furness. 27 years is a very long time to be married. Announced their separation to the public in September of 2023. Now, just to plot that on a timeline for you, that was in the midst of the principal filming for Deadpool and Wolverine, which got abruptly paused in that September due to the SAG-AFTRA strike.
Initially, Jackman's involvement seemed minor, just another name caught in the crossfire of an increasingly ugly Hollywood dispute. But now, reports suggest that Jackman might be in possession of critical information that could change the entire trajectory of this case. Rumors are swirling that Jackman was pulled in for legal depositions and may have had access to private conversations and text messages between Reynolds and other Hollywood insiders. And if recent leaks are anything to go by, someone out there has no problem airing Reynolds' dirty laundry.
Junior high kids, they've like leaked all these text messages. And here's one supposedly from Ryan Reynolds. And what's that last line? What's that last line? Oh, he's gay. Oh, yeah, see, straight guys don't say that. Straight guys don't say that. And that's, I'm not some like conservative, and I'm like, men gotta be men. It's just straight guys don't say that. They don't say that.
And as soon as you look at him in that light, you're like, yeah. And on a side note, I worked in Los Angeles for years and spent a lot of time in West Hollywood doing jobs. Gay guys are great. I love gay guys. There's also bad ones because they're just normal people. I have zero problem. There's nothing wrong with being gay in any way, but he definitely is. Going younger is better. Not only young, but objectively stupid. She's not very intelligent compared to him. He's very quick-witted. He's also very charismatic, and everyone around you is gonna have a hard time because you're like trying to fit this square piece in a circle.
Straight men have dead eyes. There's nothing behind the eyes, and his assessment is that gay men have a twinkle.
Some sources even claim that Jackman himself may have been the one to hand over key details, whether voluntarily or under legal pressure. Could it be that Jackman, once considered Reynolds' closest Hollywood ally, is now the one exposing him? Now, let's talk about these leaked messages that have sent shockwaves through the industry. These aren't just any texts, these are personal. Exchanges that paint a very different picture of Ryan Reynolds than the one fans are used to. The texts reportedly hint at tensions in his marriage and behind-the-scenes conflicts on movie sets, and even go as far as touching on aspects of his personal life that he's carefully kept out of the public eye. And here's where things take a wild turn. Sources claim that only two people had access to some of these messages: Reynolds himself and Hugh Jackman. If Jackman did indeed have these messages, the question remains, why would he leak them? Was it out of self-preservation, an attempt to clear his own name from this legal disaster? Or was it an intentional move to throw Reynolds under the bus? Things only get messier when you factor in Jackman's own personal turmoil. His highly publicized split from his wife of 27 years has sparked endless speculation, with some questioning whether there's more to the story than what's been officially stated. And here's where it gets really interesting. Jackman's name keeps coming up in relation to Reynolds, not just as his friend, but as someone who may have a much deeper involvement in the ongoing legal battle. Was Jackman forced to testify against Reynolds? Did he reveal secrets under legal pressure? Or was this a calculated move to distance himself from a situation quickly becoming too toxic to handle? Of course, we can't talk about Ryan Reynolds without addressing a question that's been following him for years: his public image. Reynolds has built his career on being Hollywood's lovable prankster, the sarcastic, quick-witted leading man who never takes anything too seriously. But some believe that this persona is carefully curated, that there's a deeper layer to Reynolds that he's been strategically keeping out of the limelight. And here's where things take a dramatic turn. Candace Owens, known for her controversial takes, has weighed in on the situation, suggesting that Reynolds' repeated use of certain types of humor, particularly in his public skits and interviews, may be more revealing than people realize. From his playful on-screen interactions with male co-stars to his offbeat jokes in interviews, could Reynolds be hinting at something more? Or is this just another case of Hollywood reading too much into things? But here's the real kicker. This controversy isn't just affecting Reynolds and Jackman. It's reportedly taking a serious toll on Reynolds' marriage with Blake Lively. Insiders claim that the legal battle, combined with the relentless media scrutiny, has created undeniable tension between the power couple. While they've always presented themselves as the picture-perfect Hollywood romance, recent reports suggest they may not even be living together at the moment. And let's not forget, Lively herself is deeply involved in this lawsuit, and sources say she's been working overtime to manage the fallout. Could this be the beginning of the end for one of Hollywood's most beloved couples? The legal drama itself is turning into a battle of reputations. Reynolds has filed a motion to dismiss the defamation charges against him, arguing that his statements about Baldoni were based on personal belief rather than intent to cause harm. But critics are calling this a weak defense, one that's unlikely to hold up in court. And the fact that this case is playing out so publicly only makes things worse. Hollywood thrives on scandals, but this particular case is hitting differently. It's revealing cracks in the images that these A-listers have spent years crafting. And let's not forget that with every new revelation, public perception shifts. So the question remains, was this really a betrayal on Jackman's part? Did he deliberately expose Reynolds, or was he simply dragged into a situation he couldn't escape? And more importantly, what will this mean for Reynolds moving forward? He's already facing backlash, and if things don't go his way in court, his carefully constructed Hollywood persona could take a major hit. As for Jackman, is this the beginning of his own career unraveling? Or is he making moves to secure his future by stepping away from a sinking ship? This story is far from over, and with the way things are escalating, it's only a matter of time before even more shocking details come to light. One thing's for sure, Hollywood just got a whole lot messier, and we'll be here to break down every twist and turn as it happens. But now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Hugh Jackman is really behind these leaks? Or is he just another victim in this chaotic Hollywood drama? And what do you think this means for Ryan Reynolds' future in the industry? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest updates on this wild unfolding story.